Hi, hello, hi. I came up with this idea yesterday and ever since I've been hanging to record it, so we're doing it today. Basically, I want to try and emulate the styles of some of these first, Rob Top levels here. So let's look at base after base, shall we? The classic, look at this, dude. Yeah, so I want to try and make something kind of along the lines of this. Something that's screams 1.0 Rob Top level, basically. Yeah, I'm just going to be trying to replicate 1.0 Rob Top levels because, I don't know, there's just something special about them. They're not too complicated, they're not too difficult, but I don't know. The gameplay has a very particular style, right? Very simple, very basic. Alright, so I guess let's go ahead and let's create a new level here. Alright, so now we should probably pick a song. I'm not going to pick a main level song because that's kind of boring. So let's go to custom songs. Where's the section? Is it in here? Songs. Yeah, okay, so we can see who made all of these songs. Yeah, so a lot of these are DJVI songs, and I think I'm going to go onto Newgrounds and just try and find DJVI's page. Oh, DJVI made a remix of Dance of the Violins. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use this. I know I just used the first song that I found, but I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with just a single spike jump, I think, here. We should probably change the background color as well. We can start off with a nice, bluey green type color, like this, maybe. Oh, that's bright. Okay, so I'm going to try to not use too many, 2.1 features, because I've done that before. It just kind of feels a bit out of place. So I'm gonna try and stick to maybe, 1.2. I'm gonna try and stick to 1.2. I wanna be able to use the ball portal, but I think that's about as far as I'm gonna go. 1.3 is X step. That's when it adds in a bunch of new blocks, and I don't really want that. I just want to use 1.0 blocks plus the ball portal because I want a little bit more variation with the gameplay, right? Yeah. Okay, and then maybe I'll have a structure here. I'm not gonna do the decoration yet. I'll worry about that in a little bit, even though it should be very simple. Okay, and then I'll shift this up like so, and then shift that up like that maybe. Okay. Ooh, I could do the thing that Dryout does where it's well, because it's kind of dun dun dun. Yeah, that syncs really nicely. I like that. Okay, and then I'll make it go into upside down. And I'm gonna aim for I don't know, 7-star or something. I don't want this to be difficult, right? And then I'll just do a spike jump here to start off. Maybe even just a single spike, just to introduce upside down. Because upside down's scary, man. And then I'll shift that across to there, maybe. Okay. Just very, very basic stuff, right? And then I'll put a regular gravity portal there after, I think. And then you can jump over a double spike there. Yeah. Tempted to make that a triple, but that would be a little bit evil, I feel like. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, and then it'll go into a new feeling type of part where maybe I'll put a classic staircase here. Yeah, dude, a classic staircase. And then you go onto a bigger structure up here type deal. Okay. And then maybe I'll have a couple slabs up here, Stereo Madness style that you go onto. This is also important. Do something like this to indicate that you have to jump early. Otherwise, you jump too late like that and you just go over it and it sucks. Then have another slab over there. So have these type of structures. Okay. I am going to use the newer ones and just color them black because I feel like that's a bit easier. And then you have to jump on the edge there to go up here. Okay, okay. Okay, and then I'll do the same kind of staircase I did before where it dun 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 like that. And then I'll do a kind of transition bit and then it'll go to the ground and then it'll be boom boom boom. Although it's kind of, it's awkwardly spaced because it's just needs to go up and down a little bit, right? Maybe it just goes straight down and then background kind of goes black while it goes here. And then it'll go psh, into a different color. Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay. That's a good first bit of gameplay, I reckon. Now, naturally for that part, I want to go into a ship, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to do that. Okay, now I'm going to run through this and get the gameplay line and start, I think, filling in some of these structures. So these structures kind of go upwards. I don't know if I want to just extend these into the sky like that. Maybe if I make this 2 blocks wide, so it's a bigger platform looking thing. And then I can do the thing that Rob Top levels do where they have a giant spike wall up the top here, just so that you can't fly out of the world. Yeah, I might do that. I think I'm gonna start working on the decoration a little bit. So just doing classic 1.0 structures here. Yeah, I could do something more special, but I think for this first part, it would only make sense if I have classic 1.0 structures, right? Anything more might be a little bit weird, so I'm just gonna leave it as that. Okay, and then for this, I want to use these so, like that, and kind of have a fat structure there. Yeah. I think, yeah, Rob Top levels do have spikes hanging from the ceiling like like that, right? Yeah, so I'll put in a couple of those, I think. Okay, so now in terms of the colors, I want the background to change to something else while you go in here. So I think I still have the background color copy, right? Yeah. So let's change the fade type to 0.2 maybe. And then let's change this to a more blue type color and a bit brighter like that. So kind of like, and then I'll paste that back like that so it transitions back. Now I'm gonna voice over this in editing because color changes are... So basically it was just slow color changes, no pulses or anything, because RobTop levels never really did pulses, right? So I made it slowly go to green here, then made it pulse to black, I made it go to black, and then I made it go to red afterwards. I also made it fade in from a little bit of a darker color into the green that we have currently. Then it was just a case of basically copy pasting these and making them do the same, but for the ground, but with a slightly darker color. Then from there, it was more quote unquote decoration, which was basically just adding in a few spikes every now and then, adding in some spikes up the top here, plus some chains, and then ground spikes, which entirely consisted of these basic ground spikes here with these little bits of deco in there every now and then. Of course, keeping them to the player color. Oh, something I almost forgot. I just realized I almost forgot these little things. How could I forget? These little things are amazing. I love them so much. Nearly forgot. But anyway, after I added those, it was time to decorate the next part, which I basically did in the exact same way, replacing all of the structures, then adding a couple spikes, then adding these little pulsey thingies here, and then doing some of the ground spikes as well. And so after decorating the rest of the part with basically the same style I was already going for, this was the end result. Yeah, this is feeling a lot more RobTop level now. Hell yeah, alright. So let's move on to the build up to the drop now, I think. And I want you to jump onto kind of a more interesting structure, I think. So something like this maybe. And then you'll go onto something a little bit more like this, like that. And then have some spikes along there. And then I can have another structure that goes like along here. And then maybe that structure could just end there. Yeah, that would kind of be sick actually. And then I'll do a similar kind of structure to what I did before, but you fall down onto this one here, like that. And then, oh my god, do I do the can't let go formation? Do I do the can't let go formation? Okay, yes, but not on these. These platforms feel a little bit out of place because I haven't really used them much. I've used them a little bit earlier on in the level, but I don't know. It's not enough for me to warrant them, I feel like. And then I might do like a jump orb chain, something like this, like something you see in Time Machine, right? Yeah, making the gameplay for this level isn't the most exciting thing in the world, and building the structures is pretty easy as well, so I just kind of did that as I was building the gameplay here. Just a lot of basic jumps and orb hits and the occasional gravity switch, but not like anything super quick, right? I tried to keep it primarily to two different gameplay things, those being big structures and these little like two wide platforms here. Oh, and I guess like floating chain spikes, if you count those, yeah. Then I went ahead and played Time Machine and kind of came to an unfortunate realization. Wow, the structuring in this is so much more interesting, oh no! And so I went back into my level and started making the structures a little bit more interesting. I started by making these big structures have this kind of a design here where it has like the blocks in the corners and then they're connected, and then it's just a little bit like more interesting, right? Then I tweaked a couple things and added a few more structures around just to try and make it a little bit more interesting. I kind of underestimated how 1.0 levels are built. I didn't realize how like they're actually decently detailed. They're not just like boring structures around the place. They're actually like, they're not bad. Geometry Dash kind of gained popularity and differentiated itself from the Impossible game back in the day for a reason. These levels are actually like pretty decent. And then after basically doing a bunch more tweaking and all that kind of stuff, it was time for color triggers, everyone's favorite. I basically just made the background toggle between this slightly more orangey color, which is actually kind of brown looking back on it, and back to the red that we had initially, just kind of flipping back and forth on the beat, right? And then after the basic color changes were in place, the part was just about done. Yeah. And then this, I want it to like, you slowly move upwards until you get to the drop, which will be like a ship part or something. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have you jump onto this and then kind of like double jump twice. Yeah. And then this can be all part of like one big old structure. I reckon would be quite cool. And then this can go up like so. And then this can go like that. You kind of get the idea, right? It's a staircase. And then maybe it'll go into like a corridor, kind of like Stereo Madness goes into just before the drop, right? And then right as it goes into the drop, I'm thinking I want to do a ball for the drop. Actually, no, you know what? I want to go into a ship first. I'll go into a ship. And just before the ship portal, I'll put a background color change to go to like a darker red. But I think this is honestly pretty good for the decoration. Like that's kind of all I want to do. Well, this is not all I want to do for the decoration, but once I fill in this block and then maybe add a few like pulsing things and stuff in here, I think that's basically all I want to do for this. So let me just do that real quick. Okay, maybe this isn't very object efficient. It's fine, it doesn't matter. This is like a 1.0 level. Well, technically it's a 1.2 level. I'm going to bring this in a little bit, not gonna lie, like so, just so that that's a little bit less awkward. We of course need some spikes in here, and I'll just add like a couple pulsing objects here, maybe just nothing too special, just kind of a couple around the place. And then I'll go ahead and copy paste some structures like this and add them kind of overhanging like this type of deal. Alright, I think I'd go ahead and call this part done here. That little build up, yeah, I reckon that's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna check this portal like so I can see the boundaries here, and let's start building this ship part, I guess. So I want to kind of have structures that go up like this, maybe, I think could be quite cool. And I'll have these structures here. And then I'll have going down like so, maybe like this. I want to have more unique structures for this part because this is like the intense drop part, right? And then I could do maybe this. Ooh, that's sick. That's such a cool structure. Okay, I love that. Time to copy paste that. And so I did, but then I wanted to have some gameplay that looked a little bit like this and with some spikes jutting out like so. And so I just kind of took the design I already had and extended it. I'm not 100% sure if I like completely how it looks. I think it looks a little bit weird, but you know what? It's a 1.0 level, so like it doesn't matter that much. I'm just having fun with this, just kind of doing what I feel like, you know, and I don't know, I think it's turning out alright. I then went ahead and changed these spike structures to make them a little bit more forgiving because, I don't know, it just felt weird otherwise. But then I felt like it looked kind of empty, so I added these little like spike structures with these platforms here, and I think that does a pretty good job to just like add a little bit of extra things in there, fill in a bit of space, right? Because you couldn't really do saw blades back then, so, you know. And after that, it was just followed by some basic ground spikes, which I'll come back to later, but for now, it's on to the next part. It's interesting making easy gameplay. I'm not used to making easy gameplay that much, so it's kind of difficult in a way, right? I'm gonna go ahead and make another one of these structures, but a little bit wider, maybe? Yep, that's right. I kept it in the same style. I made this little bit where you have to hold there. I think that's kind of neat, but for the most part, yeah, it was just this exact same structures, maybe altered a little bit. Then after making some basic color changes, I added these little decorations to the ground spikes, as always. And then that was the first half of the ship part basically done, yeah. Okay, so now what I kind of want to do from here on is I want to have it be like one structure, kind of like that part in Time Machine, right? So I'll have it kind of start here and then kind of be an outline with these blocks, almost like the Back on Track kind of looking thing. And then have this start to go up like this until it gets to that point there. And then it can go back down. And then I'll add like big spikes on all of these and then maybe have kind of lead into each of these bits. Kind of have it go like this type of deal, kind of like this. Let's see how that feels. Yeah, that's kind of what I want, right? Yeah, that's cool. And now I kind of want to do a similar sort of thing over here. I'll do the thing where I have like some bigger spikes pointing down just so it's a little bit more interesting. And then I want to go through and add these on all of the insides of these because, you know, gotta have a bit of decoration, you know? What can I say? Gotta have a bit of decoration. I'm also tempted to add these on the inside of this, but I don't think I really want to do that, to be honest. Just a strange bit of commentary, but sure. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been watching Better Call Saul recently, and I just watched an episode where they killed off a character. I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna say how far into the series. Not giving spoilers, don't worry, but they killed someone off and then just kind of ended the episode on a cliffhanger and was like, bro, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about it. It's making this really difficult for me to commentate, bro. Alright, cool. I think that's interesting. I think that's cool. I don't have to like continue the exact same design throughout this whole thing. And then here, I'll change the background to something, to probably like the brighter pink color, but across like a while. So like maybe 5 seconds. And then I'll change it to a more different color, just so that the transition to red is better. So I'll change it to more of a blue again. Because here I want it to go to red. That transition was even worse. Something like that. Okay, let's see how that looks. Ground color. Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off this episode here right before we build the ball part. I was kind of contemplating building the whole thing in this part, but I think it would be better if I split it up into 2. It's more videos that way anyway, more content, plus I don't have a huge amount of time this week because I was sick last week, so I'm playing a little bit of catch up, but it's alright. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode off here. Let's go ahead and before I do that, let's do a full showcase. Let's do a full showcase of the level so far. Alright, and that is the whole level. Alright, cool. I'm proud of what we managed to do in today's video. I am. I think we should probably give this a name as well. I'm probably just going to be boring and call it like Violin Dance. I think that would be kind of neat. But of course, I'm not going to upload this level. I'm going to upload the video, but I'm not going to upload the level. I'll make a second and final part to this series as well in maybe next week or so. I had a really fun time making this. It's fun to just kind of chill out and make a level like this. Let me know if you want to see more things like this. Let me know if you enjoy this video, of course. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this one off here. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I will see you later.